Hey there, everyone. We are going to finish 1.1.5, and some of you may have started this with a teammate, and that's fine. You can finish it up. You should be able to finish this in one day. If you haven't even started, here's the good news. Click on the download link in Google Classroom, which I think you have because it's right next to this video. Once you do that, you will have this. So what you want to do is you want to change this name. So you'll go to projects and you will go to save project as, and you're going to change this from copy, delete copy, and then you will also get rid of where it says student solve. You're going to put your last name and your first initial just like that. I'm going to have to cancel that because I've already got something saved as that. So change the title. Okay. This is what it'll look like. Your 1.1.4 is very, very similar to this. A couple of things are we've added a clock and we've added, I think, a testing label. I don't remember that from the previous assignment, and maybe change the color. So I want to ask you right now, don't do anything to the components. If you'd like to change the color, you can, but this entire next part is all about the blocks. So let's jump into the blocks. First thing on the blocks are somehow this note keeps getting moved down to the bottom. I don't know why, but all of this is good. You do not have to fix any of this over here. This is actually something that we've worked on in class. This over here, we've got a little bit of a matching situation going on. So this entire past couple weeks, we've been doing variables. So we need to start connecting the variables so that they're working. So first of all, let's go ahead and let's jump in with these are our variables right here. And then we've got some math here, and we've got some Boolean, true and false. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're putting these in the right spot. So your timer, you might set that as 20. Now, that will count down from 20 seconds. You can, of course, always change that. Secret number. Let's see. I'm going to put this one up here. I think every time I come around and help out, I always use that as 55. It's going to start at 65, but when we test it, it'll be any number that you put in. Because as we can see in the designer part, you'll first put how many number places do you want. So I always encourage you to start with the number 1, start with 1, go ahead and guess, make sure it works, and then go to 2. And then initialize global guesses remaining. So that's where we've been starting. If you've done this before, you've been starting with 10. You can, of course, change that. If you make it lower than 10, you're making it more challenging for somebody. If you're making it higher than 10, you're, of course, you're making it slightly more easy. Okay, so we've got 2 more math numbers here. That is going to go into this random integer from whatever number to whatever number. So I'll let you figure that out. Okay. Right here, we are going to set the clock time enabled to what? Do we want to set it to this, any of these, or do we want to set it to true, which is another word for saying on? If we change that to false, that would say it's off. Now remember, hint, hint, clue, clue, we want the timer to work. So clue that in there. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have some blank spots like right about here. So we want to get a global timer that equals 0, and the win-lose text to say what. So if the timer clocks out, what do you want to say? Guesses left, or do you want it to say you lost? Let's think about that before you do anything. If the timer goes to 0 and you haven't won, what do you want it to say? All right. Let's see. Up here, we've got guesses left. We want that to tell us, we want that label to tell us how many guesses are left. And then we want it to grab that global guesses remaining. Okay. Okay. Right here where it says set clock timer to, we already mentioned that. While the test, you want it to get a count down to a number digit. So we want a number of digits. You'll notice there was an error there, and now the error is gone. And I think that's everything. I'll put that there. Get global timer. Right down here. We talked about the time left. Well, we've got to make sure that it is with a timer. So once you have all of this completed according to the directions in less than 7 minutes, you should have this done. We'll watch it and do it. Then go ahead and test it. You, of course, will test it using the AI companion and either your app or the app on the cell phones. So hopefully, if you have any questions, you can ask your elbow partners or you can ask me. But this is kind of a matching, and hopefully this is starting to make some sense as we place in some variables and get this working. Thanks for watching.